Hi, I'm Sister OJ, and I fully endorse SPRB Radio with 10-Star General and Sharon Manco. Check it out.
Paulette Williams from Out of Many Smile Jamaica Charity. I endorse 10-Star General and Sharon Mango from SPRB Radio Podcast. Check them out. Check them out. You won't be disappointed. Authentic music and heart love. Check them out.
Yeah, it's your girl, Kerry Lopez. I'm so right about now. I'm representing for SPRB Radio Podcast. Not no normal about that. So I'm a 10-Star General. Big up yourself. And the beautiful host herself, Sharon Mango, Kerry Lopez in Jamaica, representing for the podcast show there. I'm going to tell the people, check it out. Not no normal about the settings for me. I send you there, you know what time it is. They come see me. Yeah, me tell you, say whenever I mean I makes business with pleasure. Yeah, man. I wait there. Check out the podcast now, man. 10-Star, tell them the man.
Hey, what's up? My name is Ray Vaughn, and I fully support SPRB Radio Podcast. Check in.
Yes, this is Jerry Harris. I want to fully endorse the SPRB Radio Podcast with 10-Star General and Cheryl Mango. You won't be disappointed. Check it out.
Blessed love universally. Blessed love universally. This is the original Mark Daddy Mike Jarrett endorsing. Yes, one of the greatest podcasts that I have listened to, seen, and so happy to be a part of it. I'm talking about SPRB Podcast with 10-Star General and the original, yes, Sharon Mango. Tell it to the world. Let them know that this podcast, run things universally. Mark Daddy said that. Mark Daddy. Oh, Mark Daddy. Yes, bless up 10-Star General and the original Sharon Mangos. Them run things when you talk about podcasts here. Blessed love.
Well, folks, Kaya Brown here, and it is with great pleasure that I announce my forthcoming Vocal Excursions Plus concert at Pitch Express Live Holborn, 99 High Holborn, London, WC1B 6LF on Thursday, the 21st of September 2023. For tickets, go to www.pizzaexpresslive.com or call the box office on 0207 439 4962. Doors open 6:30 p.m. Showtime is 8 p.m. The concert will feature tracks from my still current Can We Pretend album to include my current Borderline remix single, which is available for purchase from my website at www.kayabrownmusic.com. See you there, folks.
The Buzz, your music news update for the latest on your favorite artists and more. Sponsored by JoJoMacMusic.com.
Hello everyone, I am Pistol and this is The Buzz. Dancehall artist Hall Up entered the stage, one already occupied by her dancers, and from the moment she entered in her neon green and silver futuristic outfit, topped off with knee-high silver boots and green hair, the energy level was at its highest and never subsided. Hall Up delivered songs like Pum Pum Power and Tea Time as she powered her way around the stage, acrobatically dancing on her head top to sitting spread-eagled on the stage, and the audience made sure they had their phone phones out, capturing and enjoying every moment. All this happened at the Alkaline New Rule concert on September 5th at the Memorial Stadium in Mount Vernon, New York. Her presence in the dancehall space is growing, and Tall Up is enjoying every moment of it. After a tumultuous run under the spotlight following the success of his viral 2022 freestyle Boy Affy, One Big's Don has unveiled his latest project, Scotch Money and Pound, a groovy dancehall tune completed with his renewed aspirations for mainstream glory. The track, which is produced by Outer Space Records and Steel Chest, is a reintroduction of the Georges Valley native whose experiment with this new sound sees him deviating from his DJing heavy delivery to a more vibrato-rich, melody-centric style. Interestingly, the single, which was premiered on Friday, August 18th, bears heavy hints of Afrobeats, despite the unfiltered Jamaican patois and cadence evident throughout. However, that ambiguity charms rather than distract, and it makes the track a respectable offering by One Big's Don, who seems ideally positioned for a resurgence with this last effort. The Massacre-headlined Streets Festival held at the National Stadium was a perfect production of surprises for dancehall lovers. The third staging of the event, which was introduced to the corporate area after hosting past episodes in St. Anne, saw cameos from Jashi, Lila Ike, Chronic Law, Taurus Riley, Malib Don, Popcorn, and Tentic. Adoring fans responded with screams as a headliner, whose real name is Javon Farron, invited what he termed as bad artiste to the stage. Each of them took the opportunity to express gratitude to the genocide DJ for the platform and expressed how proud they were of his growth. At minutes after 3 a.m., the crowd erupted when Massacre decided to perform the highly anticipated track, Tyrant, to bring down the curtains on the festivities. Massacre did not hold back in performing other crowd favorites such as Like Gold, Moments, Pain, and Just a While. Reggae artist Richie Spice has marked his 52nd birthday with the release of his 10th studio album, Black Man Time, on September 8th. In a quick interview with Dancehall Mag, the Youth Them Cold singer, whose real name is Richelle Bonner, shared that the 14-track album is not just a tribute to his fans, but a testament to the profound influence of Black culture globally. He said, quote, "Now is 2023 and 2023 is Black Man Time," end quote. Richie noted that the album also aims to keep authentic reggae music alive. However, he acknowledged that the changes in the genre were inevitable. When quizzed about whether he's open to offering mentorship to or collaborating with the emerging acts, he said, quote, "I'm an open person. My life is an open book." Internationally acclaimed Jamaican singer and songwriter Sean Paul has been nominated for the prestigious Billboard Latin Music Awards. Alongside his nomination, the artist has also released a new music video titled Summer Hot, directed by Kyrene Khan and produced by Sean Paul's very own label, Dutty Rock Productions. The Billboard Latin Music Awards celebrate and recognize the most exceptional talents in the dynamic Latin music industry. Sean Paul's nomination serves as a testament to his ability to transcend geographical boundaries and connect with fans from diverse backgrounds. His distinctive fusion of reggae, dancehall, and pop genres have garnered him a loyal following and numerous accolades throughout his career. Summer Hot, the latest addition to Sean Paul's discography, is an infectious anthem guaranteed to get listeners up and moving. The music video, which showcases Sean Paul's magnetic charisma and stage presence, perfectly complements the energy of the track.
I am Pistol, and that, my friends, was The Buzz. That was The Buzz, your music news update for the latest on your favorite artists and more. Sponsored by JojoMacMusic.com.
Now, here's a song from our sponsor, Jojo Mac.
Down, feeling sorry. Don't tell my friends, I don't tell nobody. There's this man, I call him my buddy, cause he always understands. He's He's medicine to my body. He always seemed to take away my worry. Never judge me and never in a hurry. Oh, I love this man. First name Jack, last name Daniels. He's the one who keeps me warm inside. First name Jack, last name Daniels, with the little trees on the side. When life makes me a little dizzy, need a break from being too busy, and sometimes get a little dizzy if he's not around. He gets in my head like nobody, puts me to bed feeling happy, perks up my morning coffee, and never make a sound. First name Jack, last name Daniels. He's the one who keeps me warm inside. Oh, first name Jack, last name Daniels, with the little trees on the side. He fills me up and makes me feel everything is alright. Some folks would say he's no good for me, but that man is just right. When he's around, I forget everything on the outside. Here when I need him most, he and I are close. First name Jack, Daniels, last name Daniels. He's the one who keeps me warm inside. Oh, first name Jack, last name Daniels, with the little trees on the side. First name Jack, Daniels, last name Daniels. He's the one who keeps me warm inside. First name Jack, Daniels, last name Daniels, with the little trees on the side.
Greetings. Can you hear me? Okay, you're muted. You have to unmute. You can hear me okay? Okay, you're still muted.
Yeah, I know. I'm just unmuting.
Okay.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Can you hear me now?
We hear you loud and clear, Mr. Sage.
Yeah, man. Good morning. This is Vernal Sagē. Sagē.
Oh, Sagē. That's how we say it. Okay, Sagē.
Yes, it's Vernal Sagē.
Okay, sir.
Good afternoon. This is afternoon time, 4 p.m., right?
Yeah, well,
in London.
Yeah,
England.
4.
4 and 11 o'clock for me in the States.
It's 11 o'clock, yes. It's 10:20 in Jamaica.
10:20.
Okay.
Thanks for the invitation. Thanks for the invitation.
Well, you are welcome. We was getting a little worried you weren't going to log on, so we was about to cut you off. Like, hello, sir.
No,
hello,
man.
Sir.
I was out last night at a setup. You know, we Jamaicans have set up.
Yes.
Got in back about 2:30 this morning from St. Thomas.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, a friend of mine died, so we had that set up last night. So I came back a little bit late.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
But I'm all ready to go. I'm a little bit hoarse, hence my water, but I'm all ready to go.
Wonderful. Wonderful. That's okay.
First and foremost, why does Sagē sound French?
as everyone know, as most people wouldn't know, I'm an IT specialist.
Mm-hmm.
So I worked when I went to college. I majored in computers, IT, and then I became a consultant. So I'm a Sage consultant. Sage is an accounting software.
Okay.
You know, the accounting software named Sage it's a software from Europe, England, that is
Right.
now widely sold in US and is widely used in Jamaica. So as a Sage consultant, I just couldn't say Sage.
Right.
So part of my name became Sage as a consultant. It's Sagē.
Right.
You don't want everyone to know that.
So you add a little spice in it.
You add a little spice.
Yeah, some nice greasy spice in it.
That is right. So I said I changed the moniker a little bit and it became Sagē.
Sagē, okay.
Sagē, yes it is.
Understood.
And Vernal now because that was my middle name initially.
Okay.
And then because as you know the genre with the Bob Marley and the Dennis Brown, everybody use their first name. So because my music is akin to those type of stars, then I use both names like you'd have a Dennis Brown, a Gregory Isaac, a Bob Marley, Peter Tosh. Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I want to say good afternoon, good morning, good evening, no matter where you're logged in from. Today we are here on the Live Conversation Show, and our guest is Vernal Sagē. All right, and we're going to have a good conversation with him. I'm going to allow for Sharon to lead this one. So Sharon's going to introduce herself. I'm 10-Star General, one of the founders of this podcast. And what we do is we have organic conversations with the artists themselves. All right. So Sharon's going to kick this one off. And I will be there in between, just chiming in here and there. I want to do some audio checks in the background. So Sharon, you go ahead and do your thing.
Okay, you can hear me loud and clear, right?
I can.
Sharon. Good morning again.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
And let's give our thanks to Sophia McKay from New Image Promotions. All right.
Well, yes, but we can't forget Sophie. So hopefully Sophie is logged in again. Good morning, Mr. Sagē, Vernal Sagē. Thank you for
Sharon.
coming on our show. Yes, thank you so much for coming on the show. My name is Sharon Mango, representing Royal Blend Productions and SPRB Radio Podcast. I am the other founder of SPRB Radio. Again, we want to thank Sophia McKay for making this happen. She spoke very highly of you. I know that she's working on some.
Yes, she does.
She's apparently an amazing individual. I haven't personally met her, but I've spoke to her numerous times. I love her. Great person. Thank you, Sophie, for the link. We appreciate it. So, the Sagē.
Yes.
I'm interested. Mr. Sagē. This is going to be a conversation about who you are. You told us a little bit just now, but we're going to start from the very beginning because it's IT and all of that. But we want to start from the very beginning, and you don't have to rush. We're going to start from the beginning. Where you were born, mom and dad, aspirations in school. So let's start with mom and dad and brothers and sisters. Let's start with that.
Let me give a brief shout out though to Sophia McKay, because this could not have happened without Sophia. And I must say I appreciate her intervention. Wonderful human being, kind person. And I must tell her gratitude and thanks. Also, a big shout out and thank you to you too, Sharon, and the 10-Star General. And I must, thank you for allowing me to participate on your show. All right, let me start. Grew up in Westmoreland. That's where Peter Tosh. I was in the same district as Peter Tosh, Belmont, and I went to Belmont, Bluefields, and there I met Peter Tosh's son, Dave McIntosh. And that was a huge influence in my life. My mom and dad are from Westmoreland. My father was an insurance salesman. My mother is a school teacher. So having started out in school, I met Peter's son, and I had an early attachment to music, from there. Later when
So let me stop you there. Right. So let me stop you right there.
Yes.
How old were you, number one? Right?
Yes.
And I believe you said you met him in school, or
In
was
school.
it because you met
It was,
him in
I
school?
was, I was in primary school then, about 10 years old.
Okay.
When I met Peter Tosh's son, and then I realized that Peter Tosh was, you know, a household name at that time in Jamaica. And having been in the same little, you know, country district as himself, you know, a lot of us youngsters then had a, you know, wanted to be like Peter Tosh, wanted to get involved into music. You know, Peter's son was one of our idol then, because he was a classmate at that particular time. So that early love and wanting to be into the same space emanated then, began then. Later on, now, when I went into high school, I started doing concerts. I was a part of the choir because I went to Glenmuir High School. I became a part of the Glenmuir choir, and I was singing. We used to go to a lot of school festival, and then I used to sing tenor on the choir. Hence, I was in music in that later stage, because then I went to Clarendon to live, Rocky Point, and went to Glenmuir. While I was in Rocky, I made cocoa-tea.
Oh.
I made cocoa-tea because he used to come to my house, and my mother was a teacher, so she used to teach at the same school cocoa-tea used to go. And we used to, you know, he used to come by my house. We liked his singing voice and his style. So I tried, and then started trying to sound like cocoa-tea. They used to call me green tea.
Okay, but listen.
Yes.
That was in school where you met cocoa-tea. You saying in high school?
I was in high school at Glenmuir, a part of the choir. He was living in the same era that I was living in. And then he started out by doing a song named Sonia. Became a big star around us. We used to hang out. He used to come to my house. I then started not just doing high school singing. I started singing at concerts. Every concert in the area, we would turn up. Cocoa-tea would be there. Us youngsters would want to follow Cocoa-tea and jump on stage and start singing and stuff like that. And I tried to even steal a little of his style. So they used to call me green tea because I tried to sound like that then idol Coco.
So
then I went so I then went university and I started studying computers. But while in university, because that was when I was at UTECH now, and then most of the guys, we used to have a lot of guys who I used to hang with. We had concert, stage shows, campus. I entered my first year there, and I won both CAS and UE carnival, because I entered carnival then, and then we had Fab Five. They were the backing band, and I won an award for music while I was at CAS, UTECH, and I also won the UE segment of the carnival, because Fab Five thought I could sing. They asked me to do a couple of songs. I did the songs that they recommended. I became very famous on campus. Everybody wanted me to entertain on the campus. I was a singing star on the campus. I used to do a lot of entertaining and singing while I was on campus.
And Fab Five, they're legends.
Yes, Grub Cooper was the leader of the band then. And because a couple of other guys wanted to sing, and Grub said, no, let this man sing. I like him. He sound good. And hence I won both carnival and got an award. Achievement in music while I was in college.
Is Grub Cooper still alive?
I haven't spoken to him for a while, but I think he is, because I worked with the band while I was doing my very first recording now with Beres Gardner. The backing guys who did the backing work for us was from Grub's band. Yes.
I heard a rumor, but I don't want to say it out with my mouth. But
I can confirm.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So Sharon, continue.
Yeah, so high school, no, you're in college now, you're in UE, and you're winning all these little awards, but you're studying for IT.
Yes, I was.
At that time, was it a struggle for you to decide, should I stay or should I pursue the music, or you just were bound by the fact you can actually do both? Like, what was going on in your mind at that time?
There was a struggle at that time because I had loved music, and then most of my friends who I used to hang with, we used to go in half a tree. That some nights we used to go to the studio. We were youngsters then, all wanted to go into music, and then most of my friends were not going to college. There were guys who used to, hang out at the studios. I met Ernest Wilson.
Okay.
Ernest, yeah, I met Ernest. Ernest taught me how to play the guitar. And while I was in college, then he had taught me how to. That's how I won Carnival. I won the awards at while I was in university college, because he taught me how to ride my rhythm. He taught me the finer parts of music. I couldn't, control, voice control, all of that. Ernest Wilson. I don't know if you know Ernest Wilson.
Yes.
The Clarendonians.
Yes.
One of the greatest singers to emerge out of Jamaica.
That's right. Yes, we know who that is.
Yeah, man, one of the greatest singers, because we used to call him because I met Bunny Ruggs, Beres Hammond. He took me to studio, and I met a lot of these guys because of Ernest. And then at that time, I wanted to focus and go, and he and I wrote a song. And then I started, but while in school, my mother wasn't too keen on it because she was a teacher. And she was saying, boy, cockatoo and them man, there are some idlers and Rasta man. And she wanted me to be in more, the more business and corporate world.
Right.
So she was seeing a corporate, and she was saying, I can't waste my education going to university and hanging with cockatoo, because cockatoo by then was a dreadlocks.
Right.
But my mother, being a school teacher, didn't want me to go that route. So that's one of the reasons why when Ernest and I was still going to studio and hanging with Ernest, we used to have concerts. Ernest used to bring me on stage. I used to sing. It was really rapturous. It was really glorious. But I wasn't earning enough then because I was trying to balance both college. So when the guys went off, they actually had a tour. They wanted me to come on the tour, but at the point, I was the only one in university. Those guys were not in school. And I had a challenge. The crossroads, what do I do? University or music? I continued at the university and got my degree in computers. And then I got a job. Before I even graduated, I got a job for, because I graduated I got the job from August. I didn't finish college until, I got the job from about May. And when I finished university, I had a job waiting for me. So I went straight into the corporate world and started working as an IT.
So it sounds like you had a middle class bringing up kind of thing.
That was part of the problem.
Right.
That was part of my problem. Because most of the guys who were around me, who I used to go studio with, were in the lower income bracket.
Right.
So now much option. I had too many options.
Right. Yeah. There comes a time where I just feel like we have to say, I'd like to apologize for my parents' ignorance at the time. You know what I mean? Because
I totally agree. I endorse.
My mother is the same thing. I remember a time when I wanted to plait my hair and go to school because that was the trend back then, right? And my mom said, I don't want to go, like them dirty dread. And I'm like, that wasn't my image because it was a Rasta man, because I was supposed to be scared of them. And I saw this Rasta man bouncing up towards me.
And my mother being a Baptist evangelical Christian, that was opposite road, opposite path.
That's oil and water.
She didn't want me to move into that path. She didn't even like cockatoo, She didn't like cockatoo. Even though he was doing very well then in music, she saw a Rasta man. With dreadlocks and not somebody to idolize or for me to be hanging with.
Yeah.
Hence the challenge I had.
That's tough though. That's tough.
It was very tough.
Yeah, it's tough. Even real quick, I'm saying growing up.
It was tough because
and Bob Marley, all these people coming out, and all the Jamaicans are like, everybody got to drink it, probably a party like that.
It was tough.
In there.
It was tough because even when I was going studio with Ernest, because Ernest used to take me everywhere, Ernest Wilson. And Ernest heard me and said, boy, you really sound good and I like that. But move away from the cocotte thingy and, you know, develop your own style. And while I was hanging with Ernest, she used to cuss me every day, saying, Ernest, these guys they're going to lead you to drugs. These guys are, no. So I had a huge resistance coming from that quarter. So it was a bit difficult to stay focused in music because my mom was, she wanted me to become a Christian.
Right.
Well, of course.
So it was a very difficult challenge.
I can imagine. I can only imagine, especially growing up in a middle class family in Jamaica. What? Church? Man, that's like oil and water, a bad concoction.
True.
You know what I mean? So you're between a rock and a hard place, really.
Yes, I was. So what I did, I continued working. I started working as a programmer, and I worked in the insurance industry for a number of years. But while I was still working in the insurance industry, I was still dabbling with music. So my first song then was a song named Rough Life.
Rough Life, okay.
Taking a rough life easy, and that song was released. Alan Magnus used to play that song. That was early. That was about in early 2000.
How did you get in the studio in the first place?
All right, I used to go studio every night, you know, even when I was in college, right? And I used to hang with the guys, and I remember I was hanging out a couple of nights. Ernest took me to studio the very first time. Ernest Wilson.
Okay.
And he wanted me to, because I met Beres Bunny Ruggs from Third World, a lot of those guys through
Bunny Ruggs, my troublemaker friend.
Yeah, man, I met Bunny Ruggs, man, and Ernest was telling me, yeah, man, every night I used to be at Dynamic Studio on the floor. Yeah, Ernest Wilson, man, me slung on the floor, I wait to get a little bus. You know, we wrote songs, did some music, but because of my timing between college and studio, it was difficult. Because I had exams, I had to pass my exams. So some of the nights when Ernest wanted me to come to studio, I just couldn't balance the exams and studio.
Yeah.
I stopped for a while, and then I met this guy. I met a guy named Leon Simone. Leon, took me to studio. That was a Jimmy Cliff studio, and I did my first song, Rough Life, with Leon. After Leon died, that song was being played at the radio for quite a bit. Used to play in London with a DJ. I can't remember the name of the DJ, but used to play it in London on a small radio station that Wayne Irie owned. Right? And that song was played.
Yeah, I know Wayne Irie.
Wayne Irie had a station in London, and that song used to be rotated heavily over there.
Right.
It was a motherfucker guy called me. I got a call from California one day. A radio disc jockey told me that the song was being played in California. He liked it. He saw my name and my contact. He was asking me if I could do more songs. Hence, I went back into the studio and started working with a guy named Hitman, AZ.
Okay.
And we did another song named Today. But I stopped and then started working, you know, in my profession because it was growing. IT was growing in Jamaica quickly. Most companies wanted IT specialists, software specialists. I was now working with the government as a consultant. And when Hitman went away, about 2012, he told me to talk to Boris Gardner.
Okay.
I went to Boris, and I was talking to Boris, and that was before the pandemic. You know, I was into music and work, mixing music and work. Then Boris heard me, and I did this song Rasta Paradise. I don't know if it's on YouTube now. It's named Rasta Paradise.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
Boris Gardner heard me and said, "I love that song." Because matter of fact, he had asked me to write the lyrics for that song.
Right.
A utopian dream about a Rasta man and a Rasta's paradise. Because Jamaica being such a Rasta culture, it is broad on the landscape, and this is what everybody knows about Jamaica: Rasta, tourism, food, music, track and field.
Yeah.
And he was saying, hey, if you write a song named Rasta's Paradise, you know, it could be a utopian dream about Rasta and Jamaica and embody Jamaica as a paradise for Rasta. Right. And then I remembered Garnet Silk had a song, Saw Zion in a Vision. I dabbled a little bit between both songs, and I came up with Rasta's Paradise.
Okay.
And that song was released. It was on the World Reggae playlist with Lucky Dube, Ziggy Marley, Damian Marley. That song was on the World Reggae playlist for 1 week.
Wow.
And it was being rotated very, very, very heavily in Jamaica.
Well, let's just play a few bars of that particular track. And then,
yeah, man. Boris Gardner was the foundation behind that new song.
Boris Gardner. Wow.
Boris Gardner.
That's what I love about Jamaica is like you're in between. Man, paradise. You're in paradise. It's like
we are. And that is why
glory at the fingertips.
Believe me, it is.
Literally. That's literally what's happening.
You know what I mean? It's like you just go next door and say, hey, Boris, let's go do a tune. It's like,
that's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
He was saying he won. He had a song that he did was I Wanna Wake Up With You.
Yes.
He was saying that song was a hit for him. So when I went into the studio, he said, Boris said to me, I love this song. I'm not charging you to do this song. I want to be a part of this production. He put it on his label and he released this song. Matter of fact, he spent nights and days working. That was when the pandemic hit.
Right.
And then he said to me, boy, he didn't want anybody in his studio because, you know, Boris at that time is 78. He didn't want it. I was the only person Boris would allow to come there, you know.
Yeah.
When the Fab Five backing guys were coming, Boris would say, no, let us go to another studio. They work there and send the track. And his wife and himself invited me to their house almost every single day.
Right.
And Boris and I worked on this song. And then when I took it to DJ Cat, and I said, Cat, you know, that is from class. I have a song with Boris. He thought it was Boris doing the song.
Oh.
I said, I had a song with Boris.
Right.
But nobody knew a lot about me then, you know. So I said, Cat, I had a song with Boris. And he said, boy, let me hear it because everybody in the industry know Boris is an icon and I want that Boris song.
Right.
Listen to the song and say, I don't hear Boris. I don't hear Boris' voice that I sang, man. But he said, boy, this song sound good.
Right.
Bring Boris into the studio because we need to talk to Sir Boris about this. And Boris and I went on to a Cat show, did an interview. Cat played it worldwide. The song started trending.
Right.
And was quite popular during the pandemic.
Well, I tell you what, since dealing with Sophia McKay over the last, I would say, 8-10 years,
right,
and she would always present some artists that I've never heard of before in my life. And then here comes a name called Vernal Sagē, and I'm like, which artist is this? Vernal Sagē. So I started to look for your music.
Yes.
And I'm trying to find every little file in your music. And guess what? Because I'm hearing the name and it's not connecting. You know what I mean? There's just something about everything wasn't connecting. But the more I listen to your music, I come to realize you're the creme de la creme.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ken Star. I'm humbled, man. Fully appreciative and humbled.
Yeah, I listen because I can only, and here's the other thing. Your music is very hard to come by. I know there's one song which is on iTunes, but all your other songs are very hard to come by. Anyway, as a 10-star, we get 3 of them.
I have more songs than that. So I'm gonna send them to Sophia.
Yeah,
man. Her to send them to you.
You have to, because you are the creme de la creme. And here's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna play that particular song, which is called Rasta Paradise, and here it comes.
Greetings, one and all. This is Lloyd Brown giving full endorsement to Stop Your Promotion Royal Blend Radio. The station with integrity, the station with a difference. Remember me tell you, Lloyd Brown says so. Full endorsement. Stop Your Promotion Royal Blend Radio. We not stop till we drop. Saying bless.
Oh yeah.
Now they say that was a false start, right? And in comes the original start.
Thank you.
Cause we not skylark, and we not trust no shadow after dark.
Respect 10-star.
Oh my God, full of lyrics.
Oh yeah. All right. I had a vision late last night. Trod into a land
so beautiful and so bright. A land filled with love, no war, no hatred, no crying. Man was so just, so humble, so loving and kind. Land of prosperity, rivers and mountains and streams. Land so pure and green, a beauty that's never been seen. Land of a beauty untold, it brings a joy to my soul. Vision in Rasta's paradise. Oh yeah, it was so beautiful and so nice. Violet paradise. What did I see? Mankind so blessed, living in harmony. Blessings of Jah flowed like the mighty sea. There was great joy, peace and unity. As I arose from my slumber to reality, there was no sadness, just serenity. It was a mystical day, time on a walking through ways. Vision is restless paradise.
Wow, what a tune.
It's
wow. What a
one
song.
of those feel because I saw the video.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Fully appreciative.
Yeah,
And I must
it's
thank
one
you
of those
for,
feel good songs, man.
what you're
Yeah,
doing.
it's beautiful, and you wrote that song, no?
Yes, I did. What happened is that let me tell you a little bit of story about that song. Before I was there's Jamaica #1 contemporary writer now is a guy named Keyshawn Harris. He is the son of Mike Henry, politician.
Okay.
I worked with them, and I was doing some work for him at the they have a publishing house, LMH Publishing, and he had asked me. He was writing a book, Reggae Superstar, and he wanted me to write a song for that book because he had heard me singing and liked my music. And was saying, could you write me a song named Rasta Paradise? And he told me what he wanted. So that's when I met with Boris now and told Boris the idea about the song for the book that was being published then. And Boris sat down and gave me some ideas. Because when I went to Boris, I only had one verse, the first verse and the chorus. And Boris and I sat down and Boris came up. He helped me. Boris helped me, but by the next day, the lyrics was finished. First day, went into studio. He called the band, called the guys from Fab 5. They came over. He said, no, man, you only have one chorus, one verse. The next day, it was ready, but he helped. And it was Boris was a giant because there are a number of days when I say Boris, a tired man, I can't sing no more. You had to sing one line 40 times for Boris. He was a perfectionist, but he was very, very good. And then after we finished the song now, Boris, I met Sophia. And I met a guy named Mackie, Noel Mackitson. He introduced me to Sophia. He liked the song because he was working on a couple of, he was working with a guy named Bowie McLaughlin, who is Damien and Ziggy Marley music director.
Right.
So when he took me to Sophia, we met Sophia. Sophia liked the song and we started, doing some work on this particular song. Promotion, getting the song out to the people. A lot of people was playing on the radios, bus, minivans, everybody was playing the song in Jamaica. And that was during the pandemic. So the music was what everybody was able to listen then and focus on. It was really trending in Jamaica for me. And I liked the help that I was getting and the feeling from the people about the particular song. Even though I'm not a Rasta man. But had that type of foundation.
Yeah. It's what you've been able to do is I want to be careful how I say it, but it's more like for the first time in a long time, don't get me, there's very good songwriters out there, right? But from what I've been hearing as the regular run of the mill, it's one of those songs which I'm saying this is whoever wrote this is a damn good songwriter.
Yeah.
You know? And that's what you've been able to encapsulate, you know, real songwriting, you know, so I have to salute you on that, you know.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
So now, as you...
But the truth is,
sorry, go ahead.
I used to read a lot because when I was in college, I read every book in the library one summer. So I used to love reading. And I started writing. And most of my songs were like a story. I tried to put a story to the song rather than just write the lyrics without repetitive lyrics. So I try writing my songs to give up a story or give a storyline. Because when I was thinking about paradise, I was talking about Rasta's paradise, and I had a vision, but then I had to tell the people what I saw. So that's why I said in the second verse, now I wrote, I was telling them about what the vision was about the song and what did I see. In paradise, I saw this and I saw that, and I was telling them what I didn't want to just say I had a vision, and there was nothing about the vision. You have to tell people what you see. A land of prosperity, a land filled with love, no hatred, no war, no crime. You're telling them about a utopian dream, about a place that if it's a Rasta man paradise, it has to have love, no war, there's no hatred, there's no crime. It's a mystical place. You know, somewhere mystical, because this is what a Rasta's paradise should be. A place where people would want to go and embrace it. You have to give people that type of feel that they're in a special place. Hence, I wrote the lyrics like that. I composed it like that.
And the great thing is you had great people around you to help guide you. You know, we're not talking about the regular. I mean, we're talking about people like Ernest Wilson. We're talking about Boris Gardner, for crying out loud.
That is true, because Boris Gardner is a giant.
He is.
He's the guy who played. When I spoke to Boris, and I didn't know that Boris was a foundation bass guitarist. Boris used to work at Studio One, you know, play for Dennis Brown. He used to play for Gregory Isaac. He used to play for Heptones, Leroy Sibbles, and those. I know he played. And so, Feel Like Jumping, a song by Master Fritz. Boris played the bass guitar. He played for Bob and a couple of Bob songs, you know. So he was a Studio One backing bass guitar player. And he taught me a lot about vocals and control and singing and how to write and make music good.
Right. So you learned from the best.
I did. Very, very, very great guy.
That's a blessing, though. That's a blessing. I don't know if you really stick into it. I mean, starting with Ernest Wilson, like, that was an older gentleman to you, and that man basically took you under his wing.
He took me under his wing. He did. He really did. He taught me a lot of things in music, and even in my songwriting. Then I was not writing as strong as I am now. But Ernest used to sit down and listen to what I was writing and say, "No, change that. Do this. This is how you want to talk to people in your music." Same thing when I met Boris. He did the same thing. Now, after leaving, Boris wanted to do an EP because he was saying, Vernal, I like Rasta Paradise. We need to do an EP because he really loved the song. So on the interview, he told DJ Cat we should do an EP. So, but what happens that Mr. Mac took me to Noel McCleckon. That's Sophia's partner, business partner. Took me to meet a guy named Bowie. Bowie McCloughan. Now, Bowie is the guy who plays for Rita Marley. He's the backing vocal for Ziggy and Damien. So when they're going on tour, he backs Damien.
Right.
So when he heard me, he said, "No, man, you sound really good. I love these lyrics. Can you let me hear your catalog of your lyrics?" And I sang a couple of songs from him, and he was very, very impressed. And Bowie said, no, he was going on tour with Damien. And so when he come back from the tour, that was Damien and Ibaka Pyramid. They were going on a music tour to Europe, and he was playing. And then he said to me, "No, man, you sound good." So he called Khan, you know, and he called the guy, the drummer, Beres Hammond drummer, Little Kirk.
Mm-hmm.
And he then said to me, you know, I have 2 girls for you. I want them to do backup for you. Sarita, that's the girls who do backup for Beres Hammond.
Okay.
So he got a high profile team. So while we were in studio, you know who walked in? Dean Fraser.
What?
Oh.
And Dean heard me singing the song Life.
Wow.
Right. And Dean said, you know, I want to play the horns at this song. I must play the horns on this song. I love this song. And he said to me, he played the horns on Little Cottage in Negril.
Okay.
When he heard Little Cottage in Negril the first time, was it, you know, that Little Cottage in Negril with Tyrone Taylor? They were looking, they were doing it at Taro at halfway through, you know, at the studio. And himself, about 5 guys played horns the night. And the man himself, no, we don't like the horns here. And he said, one of the tightest horns he has played since he has played on Little Cottage in the Grill. He blew the horn on live for me. And everybody in the studio give a standing ovation. It was really a good session. So if you listen to live, you will hear some of Dean Fraser and the Beres Hammond backup girls from Sarita. Sarita, and then we had Little Kirk on drum. That was really a nice session.
Wait, I said Little Kirk.
Kirk, the drummer. Kirk, the drummer. Beres
For a second, I thought you meant Little Kirk.
No, man. So what he did, he arranged a session. We had Kirk, we had Dean Fraser, we had one of the guys from Sly and Robbie. So he assembled a high-profile team, you know, and said, we're putting these rhythms together. We're building some nice songs. And he wanted me to write some good lyrics now around this song. These guys that he had put together to create some rhythms for me. And that's how life came out with Dean Fraser saying, no, I want to be a part of this. I have to be a part of this. So if you have a life, you could, you know, let us hear some of Dean Fraser work on that song.
Let's hear a bit of that particular track. All right.
Greetings, one and all. This is Lloyd Brown, and you're in tune to SPRB Radio, the station with integrity. Remember me tell you, Lloyd Brown giving full endorsement to the team. See? For SPRB Radio, I beg you, kick it to it. Let it go.
In your eyes, read it in your face. So many memories, wish you could erase. Oh, tell you a story about relationships. Yeah, know that you were bound to have a slip. You win some, you lose some. That's the way life goes.
I like it. Yes! Fire!
Yes, life, you never win it all. Sometimes, my friend, will have a fall. In life, yes, life, you never win it all. Sometimes, my friend, will have a fall.
The Live Conversation Show.
Wicked.
That the music itself, even before we get to the lyrics, wicked.
Yeah, because that set of guys that Bowie took to the studio the night was some of the finest musicians I've worked with.
Man.
Because when I sat with, because these guys were playing for some of the top art, because they do all the backup for Beres.
Right.
And these are guys who play for Beres Hammond. So when you're hearing that you're getting a team that plays for the finest crooner in Jamaica, one of the finest singer, you know you're getting, you know, a well put together team. And when you have two of the great best vocalists that are harmonizing this song, you know, Beres backup girls, it was really a dream team.
The harmony, what do you call them? His backup singers are called the harmony house singers, the harmony house something he's called. He gives them a name.
I can't because it was Bowie McClellan who was putting them together. I didn't work with the ladies in terms of it because I didn't even meet them because Bowie took everything and went because I met Dean though, because Dean came there when I was singing and said, "No man, I really like how this guy sound. I want to play the horns for this guy." So Dean asked me if he could, and I couldn't turn that down. Really couldn't turn Dean down. No, couldn't.
You got the best of
couldn't
the
turn
best
Dean down. So that was, a real good moment for me, having somebody like that who wanted to be a part of a project with me. It was really, a honor to work with a maestro like Dean.
Love it. That song is wicked. All right, so then that may have topped Rasta Paradise. I think that may have topped that one for me. The whole production is just wicked. It's wicked.
Yeah, because Boris, let me tell you something about Boris. Boris is a perfectionist. Every single line you have to sing it. Sometimes I'm hoarse. I'm at studio and Boris said, "No, not doing it like that." No, it's the hardest person I've ever worked with. I sang that song for about 5 years. Most of the days he wasn't happy.
It sounds like he's creating another Boris.
Yeah, but that's what he's doing, isn't it? It looked like that's what it sounds like. Because he was he was no joke. Yeah.
No, he's serious. He was saying to me, Boris said to me, "I am not doing that. You have to redo it. You have to redo it. You have to redo it." For about 5 days. One of the days I said to myself, no, seriously, I told myself one day, I'm not going back, I don't like this.
So Boris put the fear of God in you.
I said, I don't like this man, The man a fight against me. You're singing your best. I'm singing my best, and the man is saying, "No, Vernal, that is not right. That note is flat. Come on, man, it's flat." I said, "Boris, but it's so good to me."
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Believe me, and he's a perfectionist. Him not letting you get away with it.
So
to sing all of those.
So say it out loud, but what did you learn from that experience?
What I learned from that experience has been a life-changing experience. You had to do the thing right. To get it right, it's not about just doing something to put out there. You want people to believe in what you're doing, and you want people to feel the energy in what you're doing. You have to do it right. And no matter how many times it takes you to get it right, it's best for you. You can fail 99 times, but once you get over that hurdle, it helps your growth. That is growth for you.
You know what I come to realize, that the elders who have done this thing since day one till now, to be fortunate to work in their midst, right? Is they work with a high level of natural mystics that we may not be able to grasp.
Right.
Yeah.
That is true, And I'll tell you the truth. There were a number of days when his wife said, his wife was listening into the studio, and when we come out, she said, "No, pay Boris, no man, you sound good." Seriously, Boris' wife would say to me, "No matter pay Boris, no. You sound good with you." But that lady gave me, most of the days when I went there to the studio, she would give me lunch, we would have snacks, she would provide food for us, for me. And Boris said to me, "You're very lucky. My wife don't like a lot of people."
Wow.
And she really liked you. So he really, really gave it a lot. He gave it a lot of energy.
Right.
So that's when I realized that, it was we were onto something good, because he really gave it a lot of energy. And he told me that he doesn't devote much of his time now to other people's music. He only worked mostly for himself. So to be giving me this energy, he was saying to me, "Vernal, I like your work.
Right.
I like your style, and I like how you write."
Right. There's one thing that I've come to realize, that there's so many great artists who have so much great talent, like yourself included, and I cannot for the life of me understand why your name has never crossed my path. You know what I mean? And there must be so many other singers who are in the same vein, who are doing some great work, struggling to be heard, and it takes, maybe a platform or a DJ believing in that particular artist in order for that song to be heard. Because a lot of the songs, because I have 3 songs of yours with me, right? And what I realize, these songs will become great classics.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Really honored. Really honored. Really honored. That's why I wrote today, because that song now today that we wrote I was thinking about the political landscape of Jamaica, where everybody wants to promise you what will happen tomorrow, how you're going to benefit tomorrow.
Right.
And every time I look at what is happening in our political landscape, it's about a promise of tomorrow. While we find that people are suffering, people need opportunities, people need to be able to have their success today. No. The reality of their success is no. But we can't keep promising the younger folks tomorrow, a pie in the sky. We will make life better for you. Just vote for us. Give us your vote. It will be done. It has never. And that's when I sat down and I was thinking about what is happening to us and the wider, population. How are they? The reality of their situation is hard. And that's when I came up and I was doing it. And Boris, I like that. Today, I don't want tomorrow. I want it today. And he said, I like that cliche. It sounds very good. Tomorrow, today.
Yeah.
No, he really liked it. And I went to this other producer before Boris. And he was saying, man, this lyrics is really good. When I met Tony Rebel, listen to it. I know Tony Rebel, because he's having Rebel Salute coming up. And he heard the lyrics and he said it's very catchy. It's very witty. He liked how I write it. It's not forceful. You're not saying I'm going to beat nobody down or kill nobody.
Right.
You're telling a story about what's happening in our society. And that the youth want solutions. No. They need to be able to be motivated. To be somebody to lead, to provide solutions for the youth.
So you actually put your mind in other people's shoes.
I did. Because even though I'm not having that type of real situation, I projected my mind and I'm seeing what is happening daily in the streets, hearing the cries of the youths and their desperation. That a lot of them know, if you listen to the lyrics I wrote there, turning to violence and crime. They are seeing they want solution. They want to be able to take their piece of the pie. No. Why should they be waiting? Everybody, the upper echelon is having theirs. No. They are enjoying their best life. Why should they want the same thing too? They want the same thing too.
The politicians, they actually know what's going on. However, they just do not want change.
Right. No, they don't.
Again,
the promise.
Yeah.
And all they do is promise. They don't deliver on the promise. And that's why I start out, I want my share of the pie. I'm tired of promises and lies. And that's how today came about. Don't tell me about tomorrow. I want it now. So that was the idea behind that song. I don't want a pie. I don't want a future. I want it now.
The great thing that I love is the fact that there is an artist out there who's giving the common man a voice, a voice speaking about what needs to happen for those who are less fortunate, and that is what we need to grab back in our industry. You know what I mean? We cannot afford to lose the message in the music. Because really and truly, that's what made Jamaica great. Because they were unafraid to speak their truth, right?
That is true. Because when you listen to I listen to a lot of Dennis Brown, Gregory I, because I listen to a lot of the older genre to see what the message was in the music.
Right.
And when you listen to these guys, there was message in the music because they were edifying, they were teaching. Bob Marley would be teaching you. Dennis Brown, Gregory Isaac. When you listen to them, there's a story connecting. You're not just jumping up and down and say, boy, I go buy 2 guns or, do this and do that and debase yourself as a female. You have to wear your skirts and your clothes very low, short. to attract attention. And in your lyrics, you're glorifying that. You want to see what's happening in people's lives and see how you can help, how you can foster and build a dream, how you can encourage people to be better, to uplift themselves, and to reach out to them and give a voice to their cause and to their needs. And that's what I try to do. That's what I try to do in my songs.
So here's what I see. I'm now seeing a journey of a guy who is brought up in a middle class home. He's heard what his mom feels about, the Rasta community and so on and so forth. So it's like you're between a rock and a hard stone. But here you are doing great music, However, I'm pretty sure IT is paying you handsomely, right? So now you're in a place where you're making great music. Yeah, you're in a place where you don't even have to question whether you're good enough or not, because we're here to tell you you're the creme de la creme. Yeah, you're part of.
Thank you. I'm really honored.
If you keep up this standard of great work, I am telling you, you will be there among some of the great singers to emerge out of Jamaica. So all you need is consistency.
I'm very appreciative, very, very appreciative. 10-star. I must tell you, I've made my day. Sharon Mango, this have been a blessing. This have been a great moment for me, and I must thank you for those kind words. Very kind words. And I will keep the journey up, and I will keep it, the music flowing.
Will Mama allow you to keep it?
Mama, no, the sad thing is that my mom died.
Oh,
sorry. She died before I released my first song.
Oh, really?
She died.
Oh, she would have loved what you were doing, but really.
Sorry about that.
But you're good. But your journey is so interesting because of who you met along the way. It's not like any one of us could be like, oh wait, the Bunny Rockstar and Ernest Wilson. Your journey is just different. You know what I'm saying?
It has been incredible.
You're talking your story out. People out there that will see this and be like, well, how weird. Oh, that happened. You got Beres Hammond, you got his backup singers, you got this. Your journey is not a normal one. There is evidently your blessed.
And then when you meet one of the top saxophonists in the world, right, who is willing to play for you, who is asking you to embrace your music and be a part of my music, that was really Dean Fraser. Because I have a next song, which I'm gonna send to Sophia to send to you. That song is Goddess of Love. Dean Fraser also wanted a love song, because we wanted to showcase the versatility of Vernal Sagē. We were able to do a love song. And that love song was telling us about a girl, a goddess of love, who we met. And when I saw her, she instantly broke, that was one of the most perfectly beautiful, most beautiful girl. And I was telling the story about her. And Dean came in and said, boy, Johnny, that song, you sound like a UB40, man. Never know that you have a Jamaican guy who could write like UB40 sings.
Right.
And how they would do their song. And Dean Dean played the horns on it. And he gave me a Kenny G horns. And he said, listen me, I'm going to play this horns like how Kenny G plays. Right. I'm going to send, you guys are going to hear that song. It's really well put together by Dean Fraser.
Right. Brilliant.
So those were some of the household names in Jamaica. That good names in music that I've met. And the journey is continuing.
You know what? We can't even say good names. We're talking legends,
Icons.
Them is legends. Serious people totally in your corner. So evidently your journey, what you're supposed to be doing, right? It is now. Your time is now.
Really appreciative, and I'm thankful.
You know what I'm saying? Like you met all these individuals to propel you to the next level. So your next level now is to continue with the good music. You are there in Jamaica, you see what is going on, and you are the voice for the voiceless. That's what you are.
Sharon.
You're
Thank
writing
you.
these words. You're writing these lyrics. You sit and you think, why this, that, and the other, and it's not even being repetitive of other people's music. You know
That's
what I'm
what I
saying?
tried not to do. You're totally
Right.
correct. Even though I listen to everybody and listen to all the music that's in there, the Dennis, the Gregory, the Beres, the Bob, I tried not to even go to stealing, even because Garnet Silk played also a very important part in, because I used to love Garnet. When he came on the scene, you know Garnet Silk. I embrace and embody music, but I try not to steal anybody's. I tried to write my own original ideas and just listening to the cries of the people, seeing what is happening out there, and try to embrace what is happening and bring it into the public, sphere.
But that's what it is.
Without
The cries,
repeating or stealing.
right, but the cries are the same but different because times are changing. The cries
That is
are the
exactly
same.
what. And you know, that's
Right,
what
they're
Tony
different.
Rebel said to me. You know, when Tony Rebel heard Today, he said, "I love this song. It's catchy, it's witty, and it is not saying that you're killing or fighting. You're not using fighting words. You are using inspirational words. It's very inspirational without being saying, hey, I'm hitting down Babylon. I'm fighting Babylon. I want to beat up on this guy. No, you're saying, I want tomorrow. I want today. I want solutions. No. Without saying, hey, I want to kill a guy. I want to hurt people. No. I want solutions for the voiceless. For the working class. For the people who have needs. Great needs. You want solutions for them now. And that's one of the songs that a lot of people liked because of what it was saying.
Right.
So that's the journey. That's the journey.
So let me ask you this. You're making great music. We know you're making great music. The lyrical content is great. The music is great. How do you now connect all those dots with the listening audience and knowing what the listening audience, how do you connect your music now with the audience? How do you move that forward?
Well, what we're trying to do is one of the things you have to do is to try to engage them too, because the engagement is important. So you have to find a vehicle. So what we do, we try to get onto social media. Because that's where most of your listening audience know. Social media. The social media engagement, we are using the interaction and the feedback to see what people like and what they want to be engaged in and with. And if you can find that level of interactivity on social media now, you can be able to put forward your ideas and hearing what if the feedback is from the general public. And they're very appreciative.
What are you grasping from the audience as to what your music is saying to them? What are you picking up?
I tell you the truth. I was one of the most pleasant thing for me was to be at home a couple of days ago, and this young lady who hardly knew me was on a bus, but she has my number, and my song was playing on the radio on the bus, and she told everybody in the bus that is her friend. She know this guy. She loved it, and she taped the song and sent it back to my phone, and say, on my bus driving to home, and I heard this song, and I recognized it was you, and she said it's really great. I love it. I really love this song. And when I hear people doing that from the regular walk of life, listening to your song on a bus, riding home, and then taping that music and sending it back to you. And all right, now the touching thing was for me was life. This jockey called me and said, a lady told him she was having some challenges in life, and he played life for her, and was saying that in life sometimes you win, sometimes you don't. You never win it all. And that's what my song was saying in life. You never win it all. Sometimes you're gonna have a fall, but you never win it all. But you have to keep rising up and fighting and keep going on in life. So you're telling people life stories about how to live life. You're not always gonna win, but you should not because you fail, don't mean you shouldn't put one step ahead each day and move forward. And he told me that the lady said she was very thankful for that song.
Right.
It was very motivational. And that's what I like and I want to do. If I can motivate one individual, two individuals, any amount of persons, it brings some joy to me to be able to motivate people and hearing people say, hey, we like your work.
Right.
And even last night when I was in St. Thomas, when a friend of mine died, you know, they were playing all of my songs that they set up. And most of the people didn't know me there because they were there hear some of my work. And they were saying, everybody was saying, that's the guy who did it. And they were saying, yeah, that's the guy. A lot of people came up and were, you know, knocking off my face and telling me, we love your music. It really sounds good.
Wow.
And one of the biggest things for me, one of the biggest thing though, is in the studio and hearing a guy like Kirk who plays for what's his name? Beres.
Beres, yeah.
Saying to me, yeah, youth, I love that. They love your work. Man, them come to the studio and they were running a session the night. And my songs, they were playing my songs and working on them, you know. And all of the musicians, he said, came in the studio and said, who that guy there? We love that song. Who that guy there? And when they told me, when they called me from the studio there and said, you know, said every man in the studio, your song them I talk about. And these are musicians. These are musicians, you know, who are playing for some of the top people, you know. And they are calling me and saying, you know, see, the man them come to the studio and I hear a song them I talk about. Them just hear the song, the musician them hear the song, and I meet them start talking about.
Love that.
Even other couple of artists came there and saying he wanted to hear my work during the days because he was saying he came there the night and he hear the song and he want to meet the artist. He wanted to meet the person who was doing this kind of work. So it's kind of nice when you hear your contemporary in the music industry. You come into the studio and you them talk about all of these people talking about you, and you're not. They don't even know me like that yet. But they were all saying, "Man, we love your song," and you we are talking about. We love your song. Kirk said to me, you know, when he heard the song named "Goddess of Love," he said, "Boy, you know you're not gonna talk to me again. That song you're gonna make you rich." It's UB40. Him said, "The man sound like UB40, man." You guys need to hear that track because it's just out. But he really loved it, and it was really a great track.
We're gonna play today just before we end the show. We'll definitely play that. Yeah, and you know, let me ask you before I hand back to Sharon. What was it like, you know, when you performed for the first time? Because I know you did a couple of performances, especially you did a company performance, right? Or concert.
Yes.
Right,
Yes.
Tell us about those experiences.
I've done a lot of performances because even from the early days when I was in high school, I won carnival at college. I used to perform at most of the company shows. Most of the, like when I was working with Cable and Wireless, most of the shows like with Glenn Campbell, they used to have me. I used to perform at a lot of the shows. And the truth be told, they were very nice. Because you had people, you know, from all walks of life who you don't know. Saying, boy, you sound good, you sound good. People jumping up. And I have one night performed at a dance and people jumped the fence coming. Everybody wanted to know who the singer was. People were jumping over the fence, going crazy. I've gone to shows and people excited. You know, people, you know, wanting to come in to hear more and more. So it's kind of nice. It's a nice feeling that people want to share your work and appreciate the work and love your work. Although I'm very nervous sometimes, I must confess. Because you're wondering, hey, how am I gonna come across? How are people gonna feel?
How do you beat the nerves though? How do you beat the nerves?
Still a bit shy, but I enjoy the work. And when you enjoy the work and hearing the people resonating with your work, it gives you a good vibe.
Right.
And it gives you a nice flow for you to continue, you know, trying to make them happy.
How are you doing with the business side of your music?
All right, the truth be told is that I have been working with a couple of persons who are assisting me there. Because I have a team. The team is we have a recording label now out with Bowie McCracken As I told you, Bowie is the music producer for the Marley Foundation. And he has been working very closely. We have licensed a label now named Rhythm International. And that label is not just doing Vernal Sagē, but we are doing other local acts too. So we're trying to put up for other persons who need a voice, who have good music. Because there are a lot of persons in the country and in the industry who you don't know about. Neither you nor Sean might have heard about them, but they have some quality. And that's what now Noel, myself, and Bowie is trying to do. Put a label, put a foundation, put some funds in it, and move music in a positive direction and giving the voiceless a voice.
Let me just give you a round of applause. That is the story. That is the thing that we need to be hearing and seeing more artists choosing to come together for the benefit of all. Because when one person wins, everybody wins. Do you know
That's what
we
want to do.
Yeah,
that's what we want, and I'm thankful. I'm really thankful for you this morning. I really appreciate it. Afternoon in other countries, morning in Jamaica, morning in the United States. I'm very, very thankful. Very thankful.
We have to bring him to that reggae business show, Sharon.
Yeah, we are going to bring him to the reggae business show. That's what we're going to do, because as much as you think that you may not be out there, your name is pretty big with the greats already, right? So there's a level of respect that they must hold for you. What I personally see is that them gravitating to your music, right, is because you have taken it back, but brought it forward. And what I mean when I say that, them guys, the music that they have out there is legendary. Number one, it's timeless.
It's
right.
True.
Aside from all the other new stuff that's coming out, but you literally have taken it back and brought it forward with your refreshed mindset.
Thank you very much.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you very much.
And your lyrical content. That's big, man, because nowadays, and I'm not putting anybody down, if you're putting something out there and you feel says good and no one talk about the gun and no one, that is on you. You have not. You chose to, at this point in your life, you have chose to do it right. So your journey thus far, right, it's like, what's the word I want to use for you? It's like, it seems like it's been a long time, but it's actually not. You're very much on time and on point. You understand? Yeah, you are on time. Believe it or not, your timing is perfect.
Thank you very much, Sharon.
You meeting all these individuals, you will see later on why these people are in your life.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you for that. Really appreciate it.
You're blessed. You're blessed because one should be so lucky to be in the presence of greatness upon greatness upon greatness.
Yeah, it's a pleasure, and I really endorse it. Really fully endorse it. And I'm also must say here too, I'm thankful too, to be in the presence of two great personalities, yourself and the 10 Star. I feel blessed. I also feel very blessed to be here in such an eminent company. Thank you guys for also bringing your wealth of greatness to my humble persona.
There's a song I like which makes complete sense. It's a soul tune, and it goes something like, "We're all in this thing together."
Yes,
right?
we are.
We are,
and on this planet, we have to leave our footprint before we leave, and the things that I'm hearing that you're getting yourself into is exactly what we need. We need fearless people who's willing to put the first foot forward. You know what I mean?
And I'm thankful because we need people like you too. Yourself and Sharon have been doing a fabulous job, an outstanding job. And without your voice, without your presence and without your ability to bring the public to us, you know, we wouldn't have been able to have this type of, you know, resonation, our music and craft resonating. And I must embrace what you guys have been doing. And I'm very thankful that you have brought me on today, as we are going to today with the song is also today. I must say I'm very appreciative. Keep up the good work. And what you two are doing, you know, it's phenomenal. So great work. So wonderful work.
You're welcome, brother.
Yes, your work is outstanding.
We want to thank Sophie McKay from New Image Promotions for giving us the opportunity to speak with you.
Thank her too.
To speak with you, because you know she and I have spoke in great length, and she just doesn't pick anybody, or if you're not worth it, she's not. If you're not worth the time of day, she's not just going to go to work.
That is true. That is true.
She's very on the up and up, and I only met her through 10 Star because 10 Star knows so many people.
Well, I'm glad I met 10 Star. You know, really, I'm gonna have to be tuning in live to your shows now, because this is really a journey, a wonderful journey, and I want to be a part of this journey. I want to be a part of what you're doing. I want to be a part, to share a part of what you're also doing to other Jamaicans too. You know, this is something that we in Jamaica are gonna want to be embraced and be a part of. And I'm thankful for the vehicle to help us to move forward.
Amen. You're welcome. We welcome you. You could be a part of it. We welcome you. We also 10 Star briefly touched upon it, but we have basically built another platform, you know, through this vehicle on the reggae music business and what can be done, right? Because you know, there's so many people out there that they don't have.
They have no voice. They have and they have good music. They have good lyrics. But what is being put forward now is the variety is not coming forward.
Exactly.
The great yesteryears and connection moving with music to the current year is not there. The transitioning is not there.
Right.
You find a lot of, it's when you look at what we used to have, as you quite rightly say, in the historical catalog, we want people to also to be continuing that journey. You don't have to be yesteryear, you know, but you can be current with good quality.
Exactly.
Very true.
Current with very good quality. That's what the industry is crying out for. Currency with quality.
That's pretty much what it is.
Currency with quality.
Right.
But you find that we're not getting so much a great quality in the music sometimes. It's kind of going one-dimensional in violence, guns, drugs, violence. But you want some quality too. You have to have a balance feel, you know. And there's a place for everything. But you must have a balance feel to uplift people, to uplift. The sharing experience of upliftment with the pub, with your people, with your audience, with your fans. That's what I want to do. And to find other people who can be a part of a team, whether through their music, through their dub poetry, to move this journey forward.
Well, one thing I will be doing, because we have a DJ on our team called DJ Maestro, and he plays on Lovers Rock Radio. I'll be sending your music to him, and you know, and we'll be asking if he would be kind enough to play your masterful music. You know.
Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you very much, my brother.
That as well. Because you know we're all in this together, and it's about teamwork. I'm all about moving things forward. I really am extremely passionate about everything I see and hear within the industry, and how we can break free from the generational curse that we find ourselves in. You know, and it's gonna take like-minded people. The one thing that is killing us in this industry is EGO, capital.
I agree. And that's why I like what you guys are doing. You're sharing the love.
And
you're trying to help to pull us as Black people. I don't want to get no racial connotation, but we have to stand together. We have to stand together as a people. And I'm really embracing what you both are doing. You're lovely. It's a lovely program. Very wonderful program. Very lovely program. And we will thank you for what you guys have been doing. We thank you. We applaud you guys for what you have been doing.
You're welcome.
Wonderful work.
This is not your ordinary interview. When people say you're going to come on our show for interview, it's never. It's a reasoning It's a reasoning is what we're doing. We don't go by a script. You understand? It's
I
what
like
we
this.
see.
This is organic and good. It's an organic product. You're not hearing something, a planned script. It's very organic, but it's also very nice.
Yes.
It's very nice.
Thank you.
And I applaud you guys for the good show that you're
Thank
having.
you.
A good show. Great show.
Tell us about that song today, and I'm going to play a few bars before we move to the final phase of the show.
Today was really, I used to listen to, one of my favorite persons to listen to in the David Battery. One of my favorite person to listen to was Cliff Hughes. And the idea is when I listen to his tough talks on the radio and looking at what is happening in our society and the youngsters and the lack of opportunities that are there in the society. The disenfranchised, how people want to get forward, move forward, but they can't really get where they want to go. That cry continually pounding my head mostly when I'm driving in to work. And as you know, I thought I wanted to share this experience and to let people know that, you know, we are hearing. Other persons are hearing your cry. I want to take this, you know, forward and to share with you, to let you know that we are hearing it. And let everyone know that we are hearing it and to see if we can help to tell them the message that people want tomorrow. They don't want tomorrow. They want solutions now.
Today.
They want it now. So it's really not today to say it no. Today, you know, but you want real solutions now. No. Stop promising us all of these wonderful pie in the sky. Give us an opportunity. No. To build better lives. To build better us, to achieve our goals. That's what the song is about.
Wonderful. Love it.
So we're going to play a few parts of that particular song. It's called Today by Vernal Sagē.
And make sure you get the charger, then bring the charger for your laptop.
Yes, I'm going to get it right now.
Yes. All right, so here we go.
David.
Greetings, SPRB friends and family. I'm Nana Genesis, and I fully endorse 10-star General and Sharon Mango.
I want my share of the pie, oh Lord. Tired of promises and lies, oh yeah. So long waiting in vain, oh Lord. Watching the dreams burn to flames, oh yeah. You them just turn to violence and crying, oh yeah. Saying I'm taking what is mine. Tell me what is your plans? Wow. Giving for people ignorance. I want my share of the pie, oh Lord. Tired of promises and lies, oh yeah. So long waiting in vain, oh Lord.
The Live Conversation Show.
Trees burn to flames, oh yeah. You them just burn to violence and crying, oh yeah. Saying I'm taking what is mine, oh yeah. Tell me what is your plans? Wow. Giving for people ignorance. Don't tell them about tomorrow will be the day. Tomorrow will come, you say, but I want tomorrow today. Hey, hey. Tomorrow will come, you say, tomorrow will be that day, but I want tomorrow today.
Greetings, one and all. This is Lloyd Brown, and you are in tune to none other than Stockade Promotions, Royal Blend Radio, the station with a difference.
You know what I suddenly heard?
Yes.
It's like I hear the influences of Cocotte.
Yes, that is true. That is true.
Jimmy Cliff too.
And Dwayne Stevenson.
You know the truth? That's what Boris told me one day, stop sounding like Cocotte. when I started doing this song and Boris heard me the first time, Boris said, I can beat that Cocotte out of you.
I hear you.
You're totally correct, 10 star.
Yeah, man, we hear it. We hear it loud and clear. And it works. It works. You know what
it does work. It does work.
But I'm so happy that you're working with a strict individual like Boris Gardner. Lord of mercy.
He does that to me. He does that to me. He says, Vernal, you're not going to come with this cheap Cocotte mantra. You need to move away from that. You and I fought in the studio about that song, you know. Man said, I know why you're sounding like Cocotte. I hear Cocotte here a while ago.
Yeah.
So I tried moving away from that. I tried.
Yeah. Anyway, I let Sharon, over to you, girl.
Oh, well, you know, I think that, again, Vernal,
yes,
this has been a great experience talking to you. I think that we just learned so much about your interesting journey. But what is the most beautiful thing about your journey is where it's leading to, right? You have taken on so many different roles in this journey of yours. And I do mean you have the record label, you're still helping youths. The voice for the voiceless, you're giving them a voice, you're giving them the opportunity. Your journey is beautiful. And it's not to say you have this whole heap of big money and you was a big name. You're already giving back. You understand? That's the beautiful thing.
That is true.
If you coming up, you're gonna make sure that you're gonna stretch your hand out to help the next person. And
that's what I'm trying to do.
Right, but that is literally what our purpose is on this planet.
That is totally true, Sharon. That is totally true.
Stretch your hand out and help. Don't discard them. Don't kick them down when they.
That is what I believe that we are here to do, and that's what the song says. Give the youths opportunity. Give the youths chance. You have to mean it in your life as well. You have to live that in your life as well.
You have to live
not
that.
Just to say, but you have to also do. And that's what I believe. We must help. Or each person must afford some help to our society and to our brothers and sisters, if we can.
Right. That is our ultimate purpose. That's how we
in life.
That's our ultimate purpose in life.
It's not just a single motive for yourself or your family or just your friends. You must also want to help others to achieve their best.
Exactly.
You want to help others to achieve their best. And that's what I believe in. That's my mantra.
Well,
helping others to achieve their best.
Just like I said, that's what I see. I said that is the most beautiful thing of your whole journey.
Thank
That's
you.
why this is the Vernal Sagē journey. People have
Thank
to
you, Sharon.
understand when
Yes,
they
it
see
is.
this.
Sharon, correction.
Yes.
You said Sagē.
Yes,
Sagē.
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 You have to add that hint of French into it.
That is what I was about to say to you. A hint of French. Because I didn't want to. Yes, because of the Sage consultant is too plain, too simple.
Yeah.
So that's why I add a bit of French to it, of a mystique. A little mystique. Sagē. So when you hear about the artist Sagē, you're thinking, this guy's a French guy.
Well, first of all, but
that's a French connection, you know. You want to add a little mystique to it. Sagē.
When they hear that before they see this, I mean, what our Frenchman are coming? When name Sagē?
Sagē. All authentic Jamaican from country.
That's a
One
beautiful
thing, one thing with Jamaican artists, right, is over the years, Jamaica has been blessed with some of the most
Believe me.
original names that come out of that
Listen,
island, boy.
That is true.
Jamaica
An
is the
elephant.
best track.
A man who is an elephant.
You
A
know,
lot of names. A lot of names.
imagine Eek, a mouse.
I know. You
Jamaica
know,
is
that
the
is
best
true.
for that, man. The best names. The
Yeah.
best names. I don't think anybody could touch that. No.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
It's truly been a blessing to speak to a new image artist, Sophia
Yeah.
McKay is, one of our artists, and I'm always impressed by the catalog of great voices she brings my way over the years, and to finally hear your journey, to hear your music and know that, wow, this guy is great. To hear your voice, to hear your reasoning, to hear, how your mind works and everything else, we can only wish you the best, and we are extending our hand of whatever we can do to assist, to work together. We're all in the same boat together. Yeah, you're welcome. Sharon, over to you before we end the show with Rasta Paradise. We're gonna end the show with Rasta Paradise.
Okay,
See if we sing a little dulcet tone.
Wait. Rasta Paradise and the other ones that I love. Oh my God.
Life.
Life. All right.
Maybe life.
Back.
Maybe life. But
Which one you want? Back to back or which one?
Life. Just play life first, man. That was a top
Life.
DJ Maestro.
Yeah, that's the one that Dean Fraser really loved. Life.
Yeah.
Yeah. But let me say this, Vernal. Let's keep the links.
Will do.
You are 100% a part of this. We definitely invite you.
Thank you very much.
Whatever you need, whatever you want to bring forth to us, you know what I mean? Just, we're here.
Yeah, man. I'll continue sharing, man. I thank you for the love, man. I feel the love.
Yeah.
My brother and sister. Thank you very much, man. Much appreciated.
Yeah. Don't drop the flag. I know Boris won't let you drop it.
No, he won't allow it. I thank you. He embraced it and he wants me to move, to carry the flag forward.
Right.
I will do that, man. I will do that, guys.
Right.
And,
and Boris Gardner, we want you on this show.
Yes.
Boris,
I will speak to him. I will speak to Boris.
Yeah, man.
I promise I'll speak to him.
Yeah.
Today,
You know
before the
what?
week is
Yeah,
out.
we could definitely. Yeah, I would love
Right.
Boris Gardner.
Funny
yes,
enough, you see the video that Boris did for I Want to Wake Up With You, right? You know, he did it at Westbourne Park Station.
Yeah.
No?
Right?
Serious?
I used to run that line from Hammersmith to Paddington because I used to work in the control
Yeah, man,
room,
that was a nice video.
Yeah.
Awesome video, man. I loved it, man.
I know that about the Westbourne Park. Yeah, I know.
Westbourne Park Station. Where is it?
I didn't know, but it's a nice video.
It is.
Thanks for sharing that with me. I will tell him.
Yeah.
And I'll tell him that you want him to be a part of it.
Yeah, man. Definitely.
Yeah, we'd love to have him on.
I'll
there.
speak to Boris.
Anything you want to say? Last words, Sean, before we get you to
again. I'll just reiterate. I thank you and Sharon. 10 star.
Yeah.
It has been a really good moment in my life, and I'm very appreciative of what you guys are doing for us as a niche, as a people, and I want you to keep this going forward. And I also will endeavor and continue to put good music that can give value to people and add value to life. And that's a good music to segue on. I want to add value to life.
Amen.
That's a beautiful thing. That is why you will do a little a cappella for us before we put on the music. So you can
do an a cappella?
Wow.
If I tell you something, what is going to hurt me? I was in St. Thomas last night playing dominoes because the guy who died is a banker. And he's the guy who helped me at the bank. I was playing dominoes and I dropped 212 love last night.
Okay.
I was so excited, seriously. The amount of noise I was making at the setup last night.
Oh my God.
That was worse. That was worse. God, I confess, I was worse. Because I got in 3 o'clock this morning. You know why I'm having the water?
Yeah, I hear you.
I was at the top of my lungs last night. Because Jamaica when they drop at 12 love.
Yeah.
And when you have
the world shift.
when you have to set up, on top of 12 love at a setup, and everybody saying how great I am.
Yes.
I lost my voice. I lost my voice.
Okay, we might have to let him off and start. Yeah,
we'll let him off, but we'll play his music regardless.
Yes.
Brother, we wish you all the best for the future moving forward, and we'll keep the link, yeah? God
man, the
bless
next
you.
time I promise I'll give you an acapella. I promise I will.
Yeah, you're good. We have your music. Tough.
Right.
I will do that.
Yeah. Live.
So we're going to be back here tomorrow, people, with a veteran guitarist stroke singer. He goes by the name of Kyle Brown, and he's going to be our guest. It's going to be an awesome, brilliant show tomorrow. So join us, same time, 4 p.m., right, Sharon?
Absolutely.
All right.
Remember to like and subscribe, share. Please like and subscribe on YouTube and share. Please.
You know, I keep on forgetting the like, subscribe, and all that.
Yeah, please like, subscribe,
Yeah.
please share.
Yeah, so we're going to get out of here, Sharon, till
All right.
tomorrow.
All right.
And here is the track you wanted me to play.
Thank
live.
you. Thank you. I love it. My girl loves it too. DJ, my girl. Wicked.
Bless up, DJ Maestro.
Yes, sir.
Read it in your face. So many memories. Wish you could erase. Oh, tell you a story about relationships. Yeah, know they do well. Bound to have a slip. Win some, you lose some. That's the way life goes. Forget your sorrow. Forget about your woes. Oh, yes, life never win it all. Sometimes, my friend, will have a fall. In life, yes, life never win it all. Sometimes, my friend, will have a fall. Life is for living. Ebbs and it flows, so unforgiving, as everyone knows. Today you could be up, tomorrow you're down. Never make the situation make you wear a frown. Learn life lessons every day you do, but to thine own self always be true. Yes, life never win it all. Sometimes, my friends will have a fall. In life, yes, life never win it all. Sometimes, my friends will have a fall.
Oh, folks. That's my line. Step aside, babe. Let a star do this. That's all. That's all, folks.
Can I go home now?
I'm 10-star General from Starcade Promotions, and I'm out of here.